Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of my replays. This is me driving the Tier 6 Soviet SPG, the SU-8. This is basically a 152mm howitzer mounted on the top of a T-28 medium tank, which actually makes it quite mobile as far as artillery go, and especially Soviet artillery. Around the mid-tiers and some of the lower tiers, some of the Soviet artillery is really rather ponderous. Anyway, we're here on Redshire, which is not a bad map for artillery simply because it is so big and open, and generally speaking, if you want to shoot heavy tanks, you can pretty much guarantee they will be in the choke point of the zero line. So pre-aim there, pre-aim and goodies shall be your reward. Looking at the enemy team, they have quite a few French tanks. AMX 5100, pair of AMX CDCs form three of their top tier machines. All of those tanks have garbage for armour, and if I can land a shell on them, I'm probably going to be looking at doing the maximum 910 alpha damage, which will be very tasty indeed. Of course, a tier 6 hitting a tier 8 for 910 from across the map is not stupid at all. Anyway, personal opinions aside, I'm just waiting for our T-34 and IS-3 to move up so that they can spot some things and I can rain down some death and destruction onto the heads of whomever they happen to come across. So we're just playing the waiting game. Fascinating, isn't it? Trust me, things do heat up in a little bit, and what the hell is an M2 medium doing in this game? Platooning up with some tier 5s and 6s, which is not a good plan. Gonna shoot the 110, then I see, oh, 5100, the dream is real. If I can penetrate this guy, and I do for 841, and set him on fire, and the guy is rather slow to use his fire extinguisher, assuming he had one, and the T-34 polishes him off. So, that was kind of an artilleryman's wet dream. A full penetrating shot against a tank 2 tiers higher than yourself that also sets the fellow on fire. 110 is our next target, and we penetrate our second round doing 800 damage. Well, I assume it was a penetration. I don't imagine that much damage would come from a non-penetration. If it was a penetration, on the one hand I got lucky because both of my HE shells so far appear to have penetrated their targets. They appear to have hit and penetrated. On the other hand, not as lucky as I could have been. Oh no, woe is me, because the damage rolls were quite low. Oh no, the damage rolls were low. I only rolled for 800. Whatever shall I do? IS-3, I take the shot and splash him for 46. Ow. Okay, so we've lost the IS-3 who was down here, so there's just this T-34 and there's a T-32 moving up to give him a hand. So not all is lost, but it would have been nice to have not lost that IS-3 to enemy artillery. It's one of those games, alas. 110, Chinese, tier 8 heavy tank. T-32 nails him. And we're winning this 3 kills to 2. And so far, we've done like something stupid like 2200 damage or something daft, or 2000 damage. We've done a lot of damage. Alas, that was very much the highlight of this game, if I'm going to be honest, as things start taking a turn for the worse. IS-3 manages to back himself up against a rock, so I will take that shot and splash him for, I'm not exactly sure how much that was, because one of the other artillery landed a shell in the vicinity at a similar time, but wasn't a direct hit. We managed to splash him for some damage. He's on 851 health now. And this guy is probably just going to be focus fired by artillery. I mean, we have shots on him. He needs to die. He's an immediate threat, blah blah blah. Take the shot. Get a bit lucky that that actually hit. Only got 283 damage on him, probably hit the side of the turret, but as I say, that was it was very lucky that that shot hit in the first place, so them's the breaks. Now, I could be aiming at the AMX CDC right about now. The problem is the AMX CDC is quite a fast little blighter. I say little, it's huge, but it's quite quick. So hitting it would be difficult. And I'd probably be better served taking out this IS-3, if I can. And that removes a gun from the game. Scoreline is 6 kills apiece. And that's my first kill. Hurrah! And we're just relocating. So, as far as I'm aware, that should be everybody on the 0 line now summarily dealt with. To the best of my knowledge, at least. Let's see if I can line up shots on anyone on the other side of the map. Now, this does put all 3 of our artillery in a similar kind of location, which makes us a bit vulnerable to counter-battery fire, but c'est la vie. The problem with going too far left is there is now none of our team over there. And this situation is now very dicey because, while the score lines are even, we have no map control at all. And there's a panther, there's a panther. The enemy have all of the map control. So we don't know where they are. I take that shot way too early. And then I have to back off. I should have been a lot more patient with that shot. Might have been able to save some of our artillery here, but I didn't. And he's just going to ram this guy to death by the look of it. Yep. Jagdpanther takes him out. I take a hit in the rear from the AMX CDC, alas. And so I'm frantically moving to somewhere where I don't think I can get shot. So like I said, we've lost map control. They could be anywhere, and we are hemmed in this little corner. We're probably going to lose this, just by looking at the mini-map. Unless the enemy tanks make a massive blunder, we have almost certainly lost this. Which is a shame. Or unless someone on our team pulls an utter blinder and plays like a boss. IS. Oh, crikey. There was someone else down there. Okay. IS fires at and fails to damage the Borsig. I'm trying to get myself in a relatively safe location, and then I'm going to take a shot on that IS. CDC, however, nails our Borsig. Well, he survived the IS, he couldn't survive forever. IS plows through some walls to take a shot at our T-34. Between us, myself and the T-34 kill him, but the T-34 dies, and then I get counter-batteried by the enemy GW Panther. And now there's just a Jagdpanther 2, SU-100 M1 and Stura Emil versus their team. I mean, we didn't have that many tank destroyers, it's just the people we had played very passively. There goes our SU-100 M1. Jagdpanther nails one. There's the CDC. Stura Emil can try and use his gun depression, but he's taken a big smattering of damage and now he's dead. And now the CDC can just take a shot from the Jagdpanther and probably kill him. Oh, GW Panther puts one in and then the CDC finishes him off. C'est la vie. Now you might think at the end, oh, for example, that Jagdpanther 2 did a good amount of work. Maybe, you know, he had kicked backside all game, even though he had been toward the back. He just got lucky with the rest of his unlucky with the rest of his team. Well, let's just take a look at those post-battle results. So here are the post-battle results. That was, despite being a defeat, enough for an ace tanker because I picked up a Gauze medal, i.e. doing more damage than 10 times your own health. And so I got heroic resistance, which turned it into an ace tanker. Look at the score screens. That Jagdpanther 2 right at the end did a total of 2,000 damage. I think while we were watching him, we saw him do about 1,800 of that. So basically, he had camped at the back of the map all game, done very little, and only done that damage right at the end. Now, I'm not trying to pick on this guy in particular, I'm just pointing out that when you look at these sort of score screens, you have to bear in mind that for some of these people, they would have done the damage that they did right at the end of the game, when the game was essentially already lost. What about us? We did 2,888 damage, which is quite a lot. 601 base experience, top of our team, both in terms of experience and damage. Massive shout out to Danger from Above, the CDC on the enemy team, over 3,000 damage, 1,356 base experience, 5 kills, excellent game from him. We fired 8 shots, we got 6 hits, 6 pens for our 2,888 damage. We made a 21,000 credit profit even on a defeat, and you can see that our 601 base experience, Courageous Resistance added 346 to that, and so we got a total of 947 experience, which was enough for that ace tanker. So, despite the fact that it was an artillery game, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and enjoyed me getting splatted. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel, and I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.